My name is Matt Macko. I guess I'm a mixture of a developer and a sustainability consultant based out of San Francisco. Today is mainly focused around driving our firm forward. We're, as a sustainable developer and consulting firm, we are really trying to push the industry forward to get to zero carbon. And so that requires not just doing the work, but also encouraging our clients to think more progressively, as well as in our development roles, showing how that's done more specifically by either building a sustainable building or developing something or redeveloping something into net zero or some other high level of certification or achievement like a LEED Platinum or something like that. I was a ski racer for a majority of my life, but shortly after that, I got the opportunity to build a house with my dad. And what I had realized was that the building process was extremely inefficient. And that basically sparked a light bulb for me that there had to be a way to make it more efficient. And I stumbled upon green building. I had always kind of had a passion for land and development and building. And this really was the catalyst for me to start a career in what is effectively green building. I would say probably the people I get to work with. It's really fun when you're all, on the same team working towards the same goal. I mean, most everyone who's touched or been passionate about sustainability at one point, especially sustainable buildings, tends not to leave that as a career. It tends to kind of follow them, which is great because then you go to these events throughout the year, or you end up seeing colleagues and you have this shared passion for what you're doing. And it's a beauty because we're actually not even a lot of times competing against each other, really competing against this race to zero. And so I'd say that's probably the most pleasure I get from being in this industry. I guess a typical day in sustainable development, working on a development project where you have, let's say a piece of land and you're trying to build a vision and bring something to life. It's really working with a bunch of stakeholders, architects, engineers, city folks who, are all kind of putting these constraints around what you can and can't do. And so you may have a vision of what you want to create, but it has inevitably at the end of the day, a million constraints. And so it's really just trying to fit it into that. And I would say that every day is just kind of pushing it forward through the process, right? Refining that vision, figuring out, what roadblocks are going to come up next, and trying to anticipate the next, couple of months. I don't think that there's a typical pathway to get into sustainability. As somebody who has hired, I don't know, probably about 150 folks over the course of the 15 years we've been in business, I would say the vast majority probably come from some sort of environmental studies or environmental science type degree, where they naturally have a passion for the environment. But that's not to say that that's the only way. We have a ton of engineers. We have a ton of MBAs or business types that want to, use business as a force for good. We have a bunch of folks who are designers, and who want to kind of design or create a better world. And so I would say it's not any one thing specifically that can bring this career to life. I think if you drive around and you look at buildings, or if you walk into a place and you look up and around and if the built world seems both beautiful and super awkward, and that dichotomy is kind of enlightening to you, then I think that development or some career in real estate is the right one for you, because there are so many opportunities to make, whatever not great uses of land into much better uses of land, and that effectively is development. And you've probably seen phenomenal examples of that, right? Like, easy example is, really old churches, for instance, that are still around. And, bad examples might be like a defunct strip mall or something like that. And so, if that, resonates with you in any way, then for sure, a career in real estate and a career in development is right for you.